live, guys, with your one and only special Fidelis. I'm super excited, guys, to be here. Yes, guys, I'm super excited to be here. How are you doing, guys? Wherever you are, how is your day go? Or how is your day? How is your day today? Like mine is I'm almost done with today, but I'm still at work. But my day today, I would describe it as not really it was a bit bored because I had not I had not I had little to do. Like I'm kind of bored though, but stay thankful, guys. How are you doing, guys? Sorry, guys. Let me share this so that other persons can see on other platform. And when you join in on my live, please don't forget to share so that other people can equally join in on my live. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great, guys. I'm super excited that I have to come back here again today for another interesting topic, guys. It never stopped getting interesting because there's always something to talk about with my very special individuals on YouTube here. My YouTube fans have been super great. Like I love the fact that whenever I come on live, there are persons who get to join and don't get shy of joining in on the conversation. They always want to talk about things. They always want to share their experiences, and I think for the past few days, I've been having a whole lot of nice and best individuals. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. And today, I will do the same thing. I equally think I will be waiting on my super fans to come and join in. And even if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, when you see this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to tell me what you think. I think I saw a comment of someone who I know. I think for the very first time I started this whole thing, and he has always been one of my biggest fans. And anytime he comes on YouTube, he always join in on my live. So I was very excited when I came in when I was on social media and I saw the message pop in, and I was like, oh wow, my very first good friend. And he didn't do he always do justice. He actually dropped in one or two comments just so that I could know he's always around, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for joining in on my live. How are you doing this beautiful evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you're watching from? Wow. That special person has left and still waiting for someone who is just joining me. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining in on my live. Please tell me where you're watching from. How are you doing today? Is it evening? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Where you're watching from? Where are you watching from? I would love to know where you're watching from and your name. And don't forget to click on the like button. Though we have not started, but today, like I promised, as always, we always have a very interesting topic to talk about. So tell me where you're watching from. Tell me where you're watching from. And I think I will start from there. Tell me where you're watching from, or probably a hi or a hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Hello, beautiful people. How are you all doing? Please tell me where you're watching from. And please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click on the share button, like, and share. I actually just did that now. I actually shared to my Facebook fans so that they can see that I am live here on YouTube for another interesting topic. And hopefully, I would like you guys to drop some comments to tell me if my previous topic have been educative or interesting or, a kind of helpful, if at all. So tell me where you're watching and don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Okay, so today, guys, I think I'll be starting here today because I think yesterday was late. I didn't really talk. I actually talked a whole lot yesterday because I wanted to spend a minimal time, and probably I think 15 minutes, and I ended up spending even more than 30 minutes. So, guys, today's topic is this. Now, and is it actually right in relationship or marriage? Would that be marriage for partners to have access to their phones? Yes. Should partners have access to their phones? People that are married. I see people in relationship. Now, in relationship, people might say, and we are just getting to know each other. But even if, even if, there's a level you will be in a relationship with someone where you know that you're getting married to them. Probably you know your family. You're going to do one or two things like this is who you want to marry, and probably the person should be able to, I'm just saying, I'm not giving you my opinion right now. But today's question, is it right to have access to your partner's phone in marriage? Let's do in marriage. Is it right to have access to your partner's phone in marriage or in relationship? In a serious, okay, let me use that word. In a serious relationship. Hello, how are you doing? Real upset. Why talking about relationship? Okay, you have what I want me to talk about, and you just left. You just left, and your name sounds like you're upset, and I don't know why you just dropped that and left. Probably when you come back, tell me why you think I should be talking about relationship. Tell me why you should be talking about relationship, because I know for the past few days I wasn't talking. Okay, so tell me, upsets, if I'm correct, tell me where you're watching from. Real upsets, right? So tell me where you're watching from. So what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? Then probably tomorrow I might think about that. So tell me what you want me to discuss. What you want me to discuss. So maybe tomorrow you promise me you'll be around and I get to talk about it. Or probably if you don't, I don't know if what you're thinking is probably what I can talk about. You want me to talk about sports, football? What do you want me to talk about? Or real upsets? So tell me, share with me what you want me to talk about, upsets. And let me see. Let me hear from you. I'm waiting for your real upsets. Tell me where you're watching from. You say you are still here, so I'm waiting for you to tell me where you're watching from and what you want me to talk about. I'm waiting for you, Offset. I probably know that I love so many things. I love to engage in conversation, meaningful ones. And one real upset, one thing you should know, one thing that interests me about relationship is the fact that so many times as young adults, these are one of the things people always get it wrong. Being in a relationship, people always find it difficult to do the right thing. And probably so many persons are in the wrong thing and they keep making it feel like they are in the right place. And one thing you should know again, financial. Wow. My goodness. For what I know from Nigeria, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that you are watching from Nigeria because of your name. Okay, talking about financial, making money. Now, it would be really crazy for me to sit here and tell you about how to make money when I need that money as well. You get? Um, I'm not I'm not going to say I'm not proud of where I am. I'm definitely super proud of where I am. I'm definitely expectant to be in a better place and go more places. But it will be really crazy to sit here when I know I'm trying to, do more things. As a matter of fact, I have a business. I have a business. Like I used to tell people I have a business. I'm a chef. I cook for a living. And I try to put my business out there. And even if it's not coming the way I want, but at the end of the day, I just keep surviving. And the reality is this, while I'm doing that business, I'm equally working somewhere else. Now you could see that someone who knows how to make money should not be doing that. So I should probably be somewhere where I know how to make the money. So imagine I have the idea, the concept to go out there and make the money. But what I know how to make the money is to ensure that I don't just live on one income. So probably I have something else I've learned and I'm putting it to use, putting my business out there for people to see. And probably when there will always come a time where it will click for me and everything will change, definitely. So if I sit here and tell you I know how to make money, I know how to talk about finances, but hopefully I get to think about something and come and say here. But come to think of it, real upset. But come to think of it, real upset. Last week during my Facebook live, I did a topic on things like this. I did a topic. If I didn't come out to talk about financial making money, right? But it was more even. It was still helpful because it's all making money. I did what topic is that? Skill acquisition. You will agree with me that in Nigeria, if you don't have any skill in Nigeria, it's more like a disadvantage for you. I did that. That was my topic last week on my Facebook Live because I always come on live on Saturdays, every Saturdays on Facebook. So I did that skill acquisition. Now I try to tell people the importance of having a skill because in Nigeria, you don't depend on just a job. Like what I said now, I'm here working and I have people who call me to supply for them food, to get one or two, and I do that. Do you understand? I'm not saying, but I cannot tell you categorically that I can tell you, know, there are people who are blessed with this aspect. I can tell you so a lot. I'm learning from them. I can say that for sure. But I cannot just wake up one morning. Probably I can put it out there and tell people, okay, hello, beautiful people. Let's talk about how to make money. So people should tell me, educate me on that. Probably that's what I'll do. Real estate. I don't know what I want to call it. Real estate. Real upside. Is it upstate? I don't know how to pronounce that, but probably I don't know if I'm doing justice to that. But I feel like I might come up one day and just tell people, let's talk about how to make money. Like people should teach me so that we can all learn. But I think last week I did something like that, if at all that helps, because probably some people did not know how, skills will help them a whole lot. Some people depend on the kind of work. I know people who are very close to me that they don't have any other skill other than where they are working. And if anything happens tomorrow, probably they will just be thinking of alternatives, which at that point you don't have to be thinking about alternative. If I leave here today, tomorrow, and somebody asks for what I can do, I have so many things I can do. I have my own brand, even if it's not where I want it to be. But I feel like it's at least it's a start to something. And I always put it out there to let people know. That's why every topic you see me come here to talk about is something that I have, um, I won't say a perfect knowledge of, but at least I have a good knowledge about. That is why, like you said when you started, you said, why talking about relationship? Why not something else? That's why in relationship, it's one thing I have always learned. It's something that I have followed so many spiritual people. I have, been guided, I've been counseled, and it's something I can for sure and sit down and talk about. I might not know today. That's why most times, I think was it yesterday or the day before, I think 2 days ago, I had somebody, a married man, who equally came on my life and joined in, and he equally talked about some things as a married man. I think it was 2 days ago where we were talking about some red flags. Yes, I think it was some red flags. So he was saying something, some of the red flags before he got married. So you see, there are some things because even your personal self can relate to some when it comes to relationship. I don't know if you have been in a relationship before, but it is one thing I've always have interest in relationship. So it's something that I can be boldly, I can talk. But when it comes to in marriage, because I'm not married, I might not really want to go deep in it because I am not married. So most times when I always want to say it is I want people who are married to equally come and share with me. Now, when I did the same topic on my Saturday live on Facebook, I had to invite someone who joined in on my life. And I can tell you for a fact that we had a blast day. Like it was a whole lot. While he was talking, I had so much to contribute. And he himself equally gave his own answer, his own contributions. And I could see where he was coming from. But at the end of the day, we had a whole lot to talk about. I think that day I had to end that live because I feel like we would have spent even more time. Like it was really exciting. It was really exciting like that day. So I can boldly talk about relationship. I can boldly talk about spiritual things because I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. I could talk about things. Anytime you see me come on live and share things here, it's what I can talk about boldly. So I wouldn't come here and say, oh, hello guys. My topic today is financial making money or how to be financially stable. And I know people are so much interested in that topic. And you see people who want to know and people who want to ask questions where it might not be where I am, but people will be more interested to know my level to want to talk about that. Do you understand? So I will not say I don't know how to make money, but the level that I know, I cannot come on social media to come and start saying that because I think I know it all. No, 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 no. So I'm still learning to make money. So real upset. If you can understand me very clearly, that's the reason why I cannot talk about making money. But I can even chip in things where people can start to do one or two things that will fetch them money. But I cannot come here and sit down and talk about money. And why it's always my area in relationship is because I'm a graduate of mass communication, and anything that has to do with communication, it's what I do very well. So when you talk about money, just leave me, just teach me about money. Let me do the rest. Um, okay, thank you so much. You said I can ask. I can, okay, probably you want to say I can see from how you explain things that you're really smart. Can you talk about life general? What do you think about life? Okay. I feel like you want to change the topic for today. Well, it's not bad. Somebody wants to change my topic for today. I feel like he's much interested about life. Um, Life generally, everybody have their own definition and how they perceive life to be, right? Because it's more like it might be fair to some persons, it might be okay, it might be bad for some person because of how life has started. But one thing that keeps me going, or makes me want to still want to have a purpose in life, it's because I have Christ in me. Because if I want to look at things around me, I will almost want to give up. So life for me, like today, I shared something on Facebook, and it brought back beautiful memories. I remember those days in school where we had to go through practicals. I was telling someone how I think we were almost 1 hour on the road going for a practical. I think it was community journalism. Yeah, it was community journalism. And if I had known that that place was that far, I was even wondering why would my lecturer tell us to do that when he knows that he cannot protect us? Like we are still young, we are very young, and he made us do that in the name of practical. And at the end of the day, they were struggling to even give us a good grade. Nah, not at all. So, like I was saying, the truth of the matter is this. So, while we were there, I got to see that there were people who, when you're talking about life, how life has been so fair to you, these individuals will not say the same thing. Because when we got there, they only had one phone. And the person that had that phone was the chief, the person like a community, like the king in a community, but they called him the chief. So I probably think he has more than one wife, but you could count the number of people there. So they were more like family. Anything that's happening there, they know about it. So if I'm saying life is fair to me, somebody else somewhere is not saying the same thing because all they know is they have, from when they were raised, they have seen hell. There are people who they never saw what they call something that was worse or bad. Ever since they were born, they have always known luxury. So the point where you're taking that away from them, for them is death. So everybody will have their own definition of life. So I cannot sit down here to generalize life to be, oh, life is good, life is fantastic, life has been good. But the only thing I can say is for my personal self, at every phase or every time in my life, I've always seen things. I've always wanted to learn. I've always wanted to explore. As a matter of fact, this thing I do here today, I've always wanted to do it, but I was not bold enough to do that. Do you know why? Because I'm skeptical if I'm going to pass my message across, or probably will people listen? Will people even come to want to hear what I've got or something like that? But at every time, what keeps me going or keeps me encouraging myself is the point where I listen to myself and I'm like, wow, I'm really good. Like I just say that to myself because I don't wait for people to tell me, oh, you are good. So I'm really much interested that I have a whole lot to give out there. So I try by all means to always, do what I want to do and leave. Sorry boyfriend 566. You said hi, and I didn't reply. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, boyfriend 566. You said hi, and I didn't say that. So real upset said something. Are you still here? Do you think if you remove religion, there are no really anything that is really interesting about life? For me, yes. For me, yes. Some other persons might say no, but for me, yes, because take away religion, take away Christianity, take away me being a believer. Feel like for me, life is going to be useless because the essence I'm here was for the purpose of why God brought me here. So I'm existing because it's the plan and purpose for God. So if you take away religion, I probably think you've taken away, you're taking away my soul. So I have no purpose or reason why I'm existing. Okay, thank you so much. So for me, that's the reality. Take away religion, you have taken my soul. You have taken the purpose of my existence because I find it funny when I hear people when they say that, oh, God does not exist, He does not exist. I don't want to bring God into it, but I just want to make you understand why I feel like take away religion, you've taken me away. The point where people, and I ask such individuals, how were you created? How did you start to exist? Like, how do you know that you will not die? Like, there's something that gives you peace when you know that you are covered, when you know that you are protected. That is why I feel like when you take away religion, life for me is useless because I have no purpose. So what am I chasing? When the Bible lets me know that they say, seek ye first the kingdom, and every other thing shall be added unto you. So every time I practicalize that, so I see that it's yielding something for me. So that's what I'm striving at. So every time I practicalize that, I'm seeing that, oh, something is coming out of it. So that's my standpoint. That's where I am. So you now remove Christ and tell me, okay, oh, there's nothing there for me again. And for me, it's more like you have taken would I call it a plug? The plug that keeps me alive, that is being connected by God Himself. So you've taken that plug away, so I have no essence. Truth is, even in the Bible, you see that that's why the Father, God, Jesus Christ Himself was the Son, was the Savior, is the Lord, our personal Savior, and the Son of God. He Himself had to come as man. And the fact where He came as man, He did recognize those His disciples who He saw fishing, and He never told them to stop. Every single one of them had something lucrative they were doing. They had something they were doing, like a business they were doing. They were not just pursuing Christ. They were not just following Him. They had another business, but the other part they were called to be His prophets. They were doing that part, and they still had other source of income. So I will not just wake up one morning when I've not been given any mandate to go to the street and tell people, oh, kneel down, let me pray for you and do things. No, what I'm doing is this. I'm not trying to be a prophet. I'm not trying to be a prophetess. Neither am I trying to be a pastor. What I'm trying to do real is I'm trying to live a life away from sin. Away from sin. A life that is Christ-like. Do you get? I'm not trying to be a prophet. I'm not saying that I have a church where I pray for people or probably I'm going to do that. No, because if I tell you that I will not take away religion from life, because life itself is Christ. So my existence is living for God. So you take away religion, take away my main essence of living. I'm done. You get? So the reality of what you need to know is this. I am not going to, that's why most times you see many prophets who are not called start to put themselves in fetish things. You get? They start to put themselves in fetish things because they are not called and they need it to come sharp so that they can start to perform things and members will start to come and they'll start to grow, start to collect money. But it's only a matter of time before you see such individuals will crumble. But those who have been called, there's always a process, there's always a stage that they graduate to before the point where the world gets to know about them. People are seeing them like, wow. And people still doubt them, yes. People still doubt, but the fact that they are there is because God has called them and He will give them the grace. My only purpose of existence is just to be a Christian, to serve God, to even bring other people to Christ and tell them about Jesus. Tell them about the miracles, the wonders He has done in my life. That's the best I can do. Do you get? Say, but I think if religion is the purpose, then we really have to be prophets since that is the purpose, or what do you think? No, 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 no. You'll be getting it all wrong. Now remember, there's a place in the Bible. I cannot do that now because I'm online. I would have checked the place in the Bible that said some are called to be prophets, some are called to be pastors, some are called to be teachers, some are called, see, they have different assignments that God has given us. Now, even if you go out there and talk about Jesus, it may be that God has called you to be a teacher. Now, there's no way you'll be ordained. There are different assignments that will be given on earth. But remember, in the same Bible, it made us to understand that. I want to remember how the Bible puts it, but it was the Bible was trying to tell us, how we'll be in existence and try to ensure that we try to bring other people to Christ. How even the heaven rejoices when one soul is repentant, a sinner repents. Do you get? So imagine everybody's prophet in this world. So you know that it doesn't make, just imagine that real. Imagine that we're living in a world where everybody's a believer, everybody's a Christian, everybody's living 100% right. So tell me, what do you think is going to happen? You just know that the essence of people living might not even have a meaning. You get? Just imagine everybody is just the same life of Jesus. No sin, sinless, spotless, stainless. We are living is so it means we are doing everything right. No offense. Everything is going just perfect. You see that the word will not really have a meaning. Now, there was a time somebody asked a question like this and said, if God knows that the world is going to be simple, so why did it's an opportunity he's giving me and you. Because imagine he made it look like we were perfect. So he gave us an opportunity. That's why you see most people, even when life is treating them bad, when life is bad for them, they do not know where to run to. They do not know who to go to. They think that is by their power. So when life starts to fail them, they are fighting with their strength. I tell such individuals, it doesn't work like that. You must know that God is God, and sometimes he's quiet so that I can know if we can call him, so that he will know if we remember him. So he must always wait. He must always wait because imagine every time something happens, he's there. Every time everything happens, he's always showing up. He's always there. Not that he will not always show up, but he needs to know how we value him. Because we might not really have a value or purpose if we know that if we're going to fall and we don't want to call him, he will always appear. So he wants to know if this one that says, I am the daughter of God, I'm the son, I am the son of my father. He wants to know if we really know him. So at that point, he let us to study him the more, to want to love him, to want to just have him in our life, to want to put him in every of our daily affairs. But this is what people are not ready to do. That is why they want to still be in the world and still tell you that they are believers, they are Christians. Why? Because the life in the world is for them is sweeter. It's very fantastic than the life in Christ. But do you know that is how paradise will be? I mean, of course. Now, that's how paradise will be. That is why the persons or the people who are going to be there are going to have a purpose, and why that's why we are here. Now, everybody is going to have what they do here before going there. You have an opportunity to take yourself there. You have now, unlike in a football, where you have to go and watch a football match, you have to buy a ticket, right? So now what we're doing here is buying our tickets. It means if you fail to live a life of Christ, you fail to buy your ticket. So the moment you die buying your ticket to hell. Do you get that? So we are here trying to buy our ticket. And it doesn't matter how we do it, we must do it right. You know one funny thing about buying this ticket? Somebody who has lived a terrible life and is having 1 minute to die might give his life to Christ. And heaven will accept that soul. And let me tell you, in that 1 minute, the person has given his life to Christ. And the point where the person closes his eyes, that person immediately has bought his ticket and is in paradise. So you and I will know that Everybody have the opportunity because you and I know we don't know when we are going. But one thing we are sure of is the life Christ has promised us. He has promised us what? A life not premature death. Do you get? But the life will live fulfilled life here on earth, destiny fulfilled. That's why we always pray that prayer. We will not die premature. We'll live a destiny fulfilled life where we'll live to see our children's children's children. So we are here now living our life to buy our ticket. Okay, you say, but why do you say perfect life? No, that's not what I said. I said, if we were living now on earth, this is not heaven right now. If we are here on earth, there will be no value, there will be no purpose for we to say, okay, we are running heavenly race. There will be nothing like knowing the commandment or anything. So at a point where we are living like that on earth, it will be our own heaven because everybody's perfect. So there's no need to preach for anybody. It's just everybody's doing everything the right way. So it's not like it's meaningless. It's that here now already will be our heaven. We'll not have to talk about heaven already. We're going to live the life here, perfect and living it without any thinking about wrong or wrong. The only thing we're thinking about is right. So the purpose, that's why I told you something that somebody one time asked a question while I was I was watching something, and the person said, if God know that bringing us on earth, he knows that there will be sin, why did he make sin? Do you get? Why did he then make sin? Why did he then approve it? Knowing fully well that we will sin, we will be tempted. You get? He knows fully well these things will happen, but yet he allowed it. So now that's why I was telling you that the essence is so that we can stay here, buy our ticket to go to heaven. Because it's more like when you have things, that's why you see so many people living in luxury. Let me now break it down to another level where what I'm trying to tell you. You see many people living in luxury who have never known poverty. The point where they are living their life, you see so many of them, they live it lavish. They don't have meaning for it. Some people tell, I don't know what to do with this wealth. It's for them, that thing is just, they are wasteful. You'll be like, these people don't have value for it. They're in that wealth. They will tell you that this wealth is just meaningful because I don't even know what to do with it. Because even if they don't work, the money will come. So for them, is whether they work or they don't work, they're still going to be rich. So they're going to waste it. They're not going to place any value on that wealth because now someone who was coming from nowhere and is somewhere will understand the essence of placing value on that wealth. Why? Because they know how they struggled, they know the hardship, they know what they faced. So even if you call them tomorrow and say, please help me, I need something, they know how to give you. They may not give you every day in every month. They may give you once a month because they know where they're coming from. It doesn't mean they're bad, but I'm telling you, they have value. Do you get? That's why even people who want to do fetish things to get money, you see the kind of dangerous things. So imagine if they can get it easily. Nobody will need to go to anywhere to and say, oh, I want to get something here like this because I have the access. So imagine I can do imagine I have the power to do magic. You know what it's gonna be? I'm gonna live my life, flexing. Oh, just imagine. I need people to make 1 million orders today. I'm just like, it's like to Patronum. I'm doing that from Harry Potter. And they're like, oh, they do something and voila, people are calling and stuff like that. But unlike in our world today, you have to do online marketing. You have to do physical marketing. You have to push your goods there for people to see it. Else, you are going nowhere. Oh, see, I understand now. You mean perfect life in heaven won't be meaningless. Exactly. Perfect life is only meaningless here. Thank you so much. Exactly. So if God created the heavens and the earth, that is to tell you that he has a purpose and plan why we are here. So now what we are here to do is to secure our ticket. We miss the opportunity of securing our ticket, we are done. We are done. So at every point in time, we should better ask God for the grace. At every point in time, we should ask God for the opportunity. At every point in time, we should always try to not to see this world we are living in, like I told you. real. I said, if I tell you life, my own perspective in life, it will not look like I'm talking about you. Neither will it look about I'm talking about someone else. It's my life I'm talking about. But the only difference is that when people hear about it, they might pick one or two things they are doing wrong to help amend their own ways in their life. I cannot sit down here and tell you that, oh, things have really gone perfectly well the way I wanted it. It's not true. But I will not tell you the same time that I'm not grateful. See, I live my life just being grateful. There are days where I want to think the other way and just be like, oh, why didn't I have what I want? Why is what I want not coming? But the next minute, I'm on my camera and I'm dancing and I'm thanking God. Do you know why? Because there's this adage that say, if you thank Him for the one He has done, He will do another one. That is the life I'm living. But still hoping, this is our human mind, our nature, the flesh in us. We always want to feel like, because we are humans, we always want to react because we are humans. We always want to feel the same way. Why don't I have these things? But I'm not pressurized, because if I'm pressurized, I know how to get that soft life. I know how to get what I want easily. Even while I was in school, I would have gotten it without stress. But it's because I knew where I was going to and how I want my life to be. That's why I cannot take that risk. Just imagine. I cannot take that risk. Because if I look back, one question I will ask myself, am I proud of it? Which is those things that people will hear and they will say, I know I'm not really perfect in the way I'm living, but I feel like I've taken something from what this person has said about life, and I feel like it's okay. I feel like I can take that and put one or two things. Real, if you're really enjoying this conversation, don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, you have another question. What do you think will be different from perfect life here on earth and in heaven? Please, sorry for my question. Just want to get it well. Okay, what do you think will be different from perfect life here on earth and in heaven? One thing is sure. We have always seen in the Bible where it says that the perfect life in heaven is, like I said, without sin, without worry. Where here we are, when we are on earth, like today when I woke up, I was thinking, what will I eat? I was thinking, like, I was really confused because I was thinking I need to think what I'll eat so that I can really work on my budget. That's what I was thinking, because there are some other person that will not think that. Now, if in my level I was thinking about what I'll eat, there's somebody else that's not thinking about food, but they are thinking, oh God, why I've not gotten this one? Some persons are wealthy with marriage, but they don't have kids, and they are worried like that. In heaven, once we are there, you don't know your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife. We are more like lone rangers there. We are more like alone. See, everybody just himself praising God. You're not worrying about whether you wake up, you will sleep and wake up, and you will not wake up. You're not worrying about whether you wash your clothes, whether, oh, how do I meet up with work? No work. Nothing. Like, there are no activity. The only activity is there is praising, singing, dancing, on endless worship. That's what happens there. On endless worship. So on earth here, every day I wake up, I don't wake up feeling relaxed because I have to be at home. I wake up knowing that I have somewhere to go. That is my work. I have to meet up and I have to do it on time so that I will be on time. So my boss will not call me and say, where are you? And I will not tell him I'm at home, and he'll be angry with me. Or probably I'll have one or two to explain, which is not really nice for someone that's paying me. So I have to ensure that I try to be on time. So when I'm there, I know I'm there. So one thing on earth is we are always worried on what we do not have. Like I was telling you why I said I was not going to talk about finances, because I too want to learn about it. I too want to know how to make my business from here to here. I want to know how to go, even if I'm marketing it online, putting it on social media, but I really need to grow. But I know it definitely take time, but I need a push. Even if I'm seeing some things that, unlike before, I don't do. Now I'm doing that with confidence, knowing that somebody somewhere will see it and want to do. Like recently, something happened. I got like unexpectedly, I got a business. I got a contract to do. Like I had to cook for the person for a week, and he paid me well. This is something that I do. I don't go to your house to cook. I cook in my own place, and I go and give you. But this one was extra because I had to serve him every day, both morning, afternoon, and lunch. Imagine I'm working and I have to do that. So it was a bit stressful for me, but I still did that. That is what we do on earth. We are trying to make money. We are trying to work. We are trying to make money. We are trying to meet up with time. We are trying to ensure that we save. We are trying to know that, okay, those who are around us, our loved ones, when they call, we can have one or two to send for them. But in heaven, it's not like that. You don't think about that there. Everybody just there. What we know is, oh, we are singing worship, we are praising, we are dancing. You are not thinking about sleeping. You might not think, I don't think that there's nothing like sleep there. There's nothing like sleeping and waking up. It is continuously. Like it is on and on without sleep, without nobody gets tired there. Do you understand? Nobody gets tired there. But here on earth, as the kind of work you do, you get tired. At first, when I started this work, I was actually doing it's the place where I'm working now is every day. Like the only days I get off, it's on Sundays. Not I don't actually get off on Sundays, but my Sundays are usually by 2 because I have to go to church and come to work. So it's more like I work every day. So when I started at first, it was more like hectic, it was tiring, it was more like well, it was gonna kill me. But with time, I got used to it, and I still continued and I stayed. So by the end of the day, there are people who cannot stay, there are people who cannot cope, there are people who cannot. 1 month, they're like, you want to kill me, and they are done. But in heaven, it's not like that. Nobody's thinking about working. Nobody's thinking about waking up. Nobody's thinking about wearing clothes. Nobody's thinking about washing. Nobody's thinking about how do I call my mom to check up on her. We are there praising and worshiping God. That is it, real upset. I'm telling you. So that's the difference. That's what you should know. So don't ever think that going to heaven, you go there to worry again. No, you don't worry about nobody because when you're there, that's why the heavenly race is an individual race. The only thing you have to do is just to carry people along while they are still with you. Just make sure you carry them along and ensure that they understand. You don't kill yourself because there are people. What happened between the rich man and Abraham? When he told God to send the angels to go and tell he was in hell though. He was in hell, and the rich man was in hell, and he told God to tell send Abraham to go and tell his people to repent. And he told him that if I have prophets there that are telling them, they won't even believe Abraham that came there. They won't believe nobody. So it's their choice. So you can't kill yourself. You try to do the perfect thing, do your own, and leave them. One day they'll have an encounter like Saul if they ever get the opportunity. Okay, your last question, like you said. Before I answer your last question, click on the like button and have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Because if I've been helpful, you should be able to like it. You should be able to subscribe as well. So have you liked? Have you subscribed? If it has been helpful. If it has been helpful, if my questions have been helpful, or my answers have been helpful, because you know when I came here, I was not prepared for this, but you made me divert in my topic and started answering your questions. So if it has been helpful, real, so like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, but thank you so much. And have you subscribe as well? So let me read out your last question, like you said. Okay, let me read out your last question, like you said. Okay, so this is my last question on this, please. Okay, I mean, if we have the perfect life as you describe, okay, so if we have the perfect life as you describe, we will have in heaven, it will be meaningless. But if we have it in heaven, it will be good. That is why I asked, what will what will now be the different than what will be the what will now be the difference that make if we have it on earth or is meaningless? Please, just asking to learn. Okay, I'm trying to get your question because so what will not be different that makes it if we, I told you initially that it's not like our purpose here on earth is meaningless. Nobody is saying that. But as believers, we must understand the essence why we are existing. Do you get? I'm not saying maybe we are living on earth is meaningless, but I'm saying that there will not be a heaven if here on earth is already heaven. You get what I'm trying to say? So imagine the life we're going to live in heaven is already happening here. So there will never be a place in the Bible where you see after we, because there will never be anything called death. So imagine you are living the life here already. Imagine you were created, only what you knew was perfect, only what you knew was you don't know anything about sin. You just, what you know is how to live right. That's the only thing you know. So you will never do it wrong. Your other people around you are doing it right. Everybody's living right. There will be nothing like corruption. There will be nothing like wrong. So it's like we're living a perfect life, free from sin. So tell me, what are you going to be struggling about? I see people who repent, and why I should tell you that our essence here on life, it's not actually meaningless. I'm just trying to bring a point to you. But I'm just trying to let you know that it will not really have a meaning why we are on earth. So there is no reason there is no reason why we need to be here. I've actually answered your question. That's when I have to continue, and I have to look at my time because it's more like I was here today because of you. It's more like I was here today because it was my topic. You just came in and showed it out, and I was really cool about that. But you just now switched that let's talk about another topic here without even giving me a heads up. Because normally I know people do prepare for topics like this, and you didn't even give me a heads up, and you just made me. I was so I'm thinking, cracking my head, even while I didn't study, because even the one I am trying to do today. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, Rio. So even the one I was trying, where exactly are you watching from? Where exactly in Nigeria? Because you told me you're watching from Nigeria. Where exactly in Nigeria are you watching from? You're welcome. So I don't know if I answered the last one. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you so much for really enjoying what I said. So tell me where you're watching from, exactly where you're watching from Nigeria, because I'm in Abuja. Where are you watching from? Real. I feel like the real is better because I don't know if I can pronounce the other opposite. Because I want to say site, but I don't say it. Where are you watching from Nigeria? Where are you watching from, guys? I know some of you other person that have joined this live and they may be wondering why I'm just Kwara State. Oh, then I think I schooled in Niger, in Bida to be precise. And I know they said Bida is not far from Kwara. Yeah, I schooled in Bida actually. I schooled in Bida. So who is watching me? Tell me where you're watching from. Are you enjoying our conversation? So tell me you're watching from. So Real, I probably think I have at most 10 minutes with you. So tell me what's your other topic, or is it topic or question? Topic looks big. So probably maybe a question will look more better. So it not look big for me. So tell me, at most it might be that I know the answer to your question. It might be that I do not know. So tell me what's your question or the topic you want me to switch to. It's nice to have you here, Real. It's nice to have every single day. I get to have interesting people who come around. Surprisingly, I have you today. Other days it was Peter. The other day it was Nabro. I had Ashraf. I had okay, Freedom. Freedom. Okay, Freedom. I said okay, Freedom. Okay, Real, are you a guy or a lady? Are you a guy? Because most times when I see people name, please apologies to something boy who joined in earlier. I think because of your question, I actually ignored him. I'm sorry, boyfriend 566. He said hi, but I feel like I was carried away and I didn't get to reply back. How I wish I could send I wish I could send an emoji to him. Yes. Okay. So I'm waiting for your question. Let's talk about freedom. Freedom. Mm. What do you want to be free about? What kind of freedom are we talking about? Freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of life, freedom of what exactly do you want to be free in? What's that? Are you a guy or a lady first? So if you're joining in my life, I've been having a quite good conversation. Not a good conversation actually, a good what do you call it, real raised topic for me. So I switched from the one I started with. I think the one I started with, he changed it. And we have been really talking, has been really, really nice. So if you're joining on my live, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, comment. I equally have other videos you can go and watch, very educative, lucrative, you can enjoy from. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Facebook. It's Sarah Fidelis on Facebook. Sarah Fidelis. Very interesting things, content I drop there. Very nice, very educative, guys. Okay, so back to Rio. He said, do you think general freedom is good or bad? General freedom. In life, there's nothing like, I feel like if there's general freedom, people will really, really misuse, or it will be like we're living in a world without law and order. You get general freedom. Imagine you can do anything you want to do. It will be really crazy. People will do whatever they want to do. It means I can walk, just go to Asobi and do whatever I want to do. I can talk to my mom anyhow. You get, I can just go to the market, disregard whoever I want to disregard, depending on the freedom you are talking about. Now you said general because you have generalized it. So it's more like in school, you can do whatever you want to do. There are no limits. So in life, there's nothing like general freedom. There must be a restriction so that people can maintain sanity. Okay, thank you. So that people can be guided in life. Even as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I know that while growing up, my parents did not give us 100% freedom. There are some kind of things you don't come and tell them that, and we want to go. You don't even raise that up because they'll tell you, how are you sure you're going to be saved? I remember there was this time my kid sis was done with school, secondary school, and she wanted to go for a party. And I told my mom that no, you will not let her go because what is happening these days with youth is terrible. You never can tell who is planning one or two dangerous things. And when they go there, we usually hear things about poisoning, about rape, and stuff like that. You never can tell who wants to use that against her. You never can tell. So at the end of the day, she didn't go, but she's living her life perfectly well now. So when you give people freedom, free access to do whatever they want to do, it brings room for nonsense. It brings room for all manner of unimaginable things. And do you know it is just someone that created the rules as well? What do you think about that? Yeah, it's true. And because that is why even the world we live in, even why as a believer there is sin and there is a life outside sin. Do you get? So Christ himself created that. Do you get? So the fact that God created that was because we need to understand that we're living on earth, we need to make a decision. Do I want to be there? Do I want to go there? Somebody created that. Now ask your question, ask yourself, is it everything you see on social media that you take? Is it every food you see out there that you eat? It was actually someone that thought about cooking rice, jollof. It was also someone that thought about, okay, let's come up with something that can entice people, that can catch their attention. Indomie, noodles. People started, I love noodles. So someone that thought about that. So there are people who hate that. You will not enforce them to love noodles. So the reality is that people create things. Now you decide, do I want it? You make the decision. Is it right? Is it in line with doing the right thing? Now somebody decides to say, okay, there's freedom everywhere. Imagine people saving money and you can walk You can go to the bank and take people money. So now ask yourself, even if they say there's freedom to go to the bank and take people's money, you ask yourself, is that the right thing to do? How can I just go and take possession of somebody's wealth, somebody's suffering, somebody's hard-earned money? How can I do that? So there are people who will say that, okay, because there's no freedom to do that, let's wear mask, hold gun. That's why they have to hold gun, so they can scare people. Probably sometimes they go there and still kill people. So you see why the general freedom is never going to be a thing that people are going to support. So it means that if you are walking on the street, you have to be looking back. You get, because people can just see anybody anywhere and rape them, kill them, collect their property, because nobody will say that it's wrong. They always see it as the right thing. Parents cannot advise kids because kids are permitted to do whatever they want to do. Without, so long they know what they want to do, they can just, do whatever they want to do. And do you know, it is just how the person think and mentality, and just create it for billions of people with just one person mentality. Do you think that is fair? No, it is you that is looking at it like that. Real. You are the one making it look like you forgot. Okay, now let me ask you, have you ever tried to want to create something and anybody stopped you? Have you ever, somebody invented light bulb, and I don't know if there are any other person that tried creating light bulb, but what I know is for a fact that he tried 99 times, then the 100 times he got it right. Now, I've seen people who invent things. Now, the only thing that makes whatever they create or whatever they bring in is the value. Now, bring a thing, invent anything, and it doesn't have value. It doesn't have weight. It doesn't have load, or probably it's not tangible enough. It's not tangible. Not tangible. No, tangible is not the word I want to use. It's not strong enough. People will leave it. After some time, they'll let it go. Now, if you bring anything, it's more like laws that are passed in Nigeria that are not helpful. People will criticize it. People will fight against it. People will never accept it. But bring a law that people feel that, oh, it's good. Okay, there was a time where Twitter was banned and people start to say something that it is Nigerian government trying to stop freedom of speech. They do not want people to stop to talk. They want to prevent people from speaking. He said, I think we should stop for today. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and experience. Thanks very much. Thank you so much for joining on my live today. And I think it's at this point I'll draw my curtain and tell you guys good night. I actually have a good time. Thank you so much. And I feel like, I don't know why I actually switched. Since I had to switch because of you, I really had a nice time as well. Thank you so much for your question. And I really like the fact that you were able to say that I answered your questions. Hopefully, I get to see you on my live tomorrow for another interesting talk. Probably, you might want to join me on my topic that I was supposed to do today. Because of you, I had to, change my topic just so that I would, so I can be here. And thankfully, you stayed back and you followed all through. I think it's almost 1 hour since we started. It's almost an hour since we started. And thank you so much, Will. It's nice having you here today. And to every person that's going to come across this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment. There are equally previous videos. You can always go and check it out, guys. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Sarah Fidelis on Facebook, guys. Sarah Fidelis on Facebook. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow for another edition of my YouTube Live with your favorite baby girl, Sarah Fidelis. But for me here, it's bye-bye and have a lovely evening, God. Love you.